One of the reasons why we bring you these prophecies that people talk about Zimbabwe is because Zimbabwe is a Christian nation. I'm not a Christian. I must point that out to you. However, the fact that majority of Zimbabweans they believe in God, and some of them they go to prophets. So they say that 60% of Zimbabweans they are Pentecostal Christians, which means that they believe in the intervention of God's power in their lives. That's why some of them they remit their tithe to church. They give seeds and offerings to their prophets or to their pastors. And then you have a share of those that believe in spirit mediums, and then that I mean that the proportion is very very small of those that believe in spirit mediums. So now the reason why we do this is because our audience is into believing that something is going to give. So we bring these prophecies so that you can make a judgment for yourself as the Zimbabwean community. Because right now, all the other things that we have thought were going to work, people applauded SADC, but it seems like it's dwindling. The hopes are dwindling. So there is hope somewhere, and we should not give up hope that something is not going to change in Zimbabwe. But anyway, let's just listen to this prophet Yeshua, and he's going to give us his side of the story, and we're going to make an analysis whether this is just a prophecy or it's just an analysis, a political analysis of the situation in Zimbabwe.
Making noise and jumping and making noise. Just someone like Joshua come and take victory. That he didn't even work for it. Why? Because God has agreed. All right, I will say what God said to me on Wednesday morning. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Because many people, special, I'm seeing on social media, those who are coming from sin, they are having a lot of confusion now. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. God said to me on Wednesday morning, I must warn the opposition leader, hallelujah, that he must go back to his drawing board and go and research and check the add and subtract, change where he's supposed to change. Then he said to me, if he doesn't do this, he must watch someone being raised who's going to win the heart of people and do what he failed to do in a proper way. And he'll do it once. He won't do it twice. He'll do it once. He will do it once and get it right. So God said, I must warn all those who are surrounding him that they tell him, he goes to the drawing board, he subtract and add and do what? If he doesn't, someone is going to be raised in these few years, will be raised, and he's not going to be a sweetheart in many people's heart anymore when it comes to election that will come. You'll be number 3. There will be this one who will enter. And this man, this one who will be entering, this man, he has been in politics before. He'll be a sweetheart in many people's heart. Even those people who believe to that young man or the opposition party, they will leave him and join that man. And that man, God will give him victory. Then God said to me, remember Aaron and Moses. Moses, he walked with people for 40 years.
All right, this is the prophetic word from Prophet D. Solomons. This is not the first time us having his prophecy on this platform. But I wanted to say, what do you make of this prophecy? In the sense that is it not just analysis of the political space in Zimbabwe? Because so this is the prophecy, and there are 3 things that we want to touch on. The first thing is, who could that person be that is in the political space, and what role have they been in the political space of Zimbabwe? I was talking to a certain individual a few weeks ago, just after the announcement of the election, and he said that to me, I'm scared that Zimbabwe is going to be taken over by someone who was watching from the sidelines for the longest time, and they are going to come and sweep away and obliterate the struggle that Morgan Tsvangirai built and what even Nelson Chamisa built. And they are going to ride upon that because a lot of people, believe you me, they are so disheartened by this election. Some of them, they've actually decided whether they were in a foreign land, they don't see any hope of them coming back to Zimbabwe. That's the reason why people are flocking to the UK. That is the first thing. So who could that person be? Could it be Tendai Biti? Could it be anyone else in the opposition? Could it be Job Scala? Could it be Ostalo Siziva or whoever? I don't know, but I would love to hear from you. Then the second thing is, people think that CHAMISA strategies are failing the people because it looks like, as we stand right now, even though there is a damning report that comes from SADC, it doesn't look like SADC is going to budge. What gives me those vibes is the fact that right now, if you look at ECOWAS, if you look at African Union, if you look at all these bodies, they are failing to do anything in what is happening in what happened in Mali, what happened in Burkina Faso, what happened in Niger, what happened in Gabon recently. They've imposed sanctions on these countries, but these countries have continued to move forward even after the intervention of the military, which African Union has condemned, but they are toothless bulldogs. They are not going to do much. Pinning our hopes on that, I don't think will yield us more results. However, Chamisa is saying, let's keep on hoping something good is coming. Whether he has got some word from someone else, I don't know. But this is the sentiment that I'm getting on the social media streets, that we are not going to get anywhere. If Nelson Chamisa failed to make sure that Job Scala gets out of the jail for a crime that has not yet been convicted, there is no way that we can get a rerun of an election in Zimbabwe. The best that we can get is probably an agreement or him being called up to get a position in ZANU-PF. That is the second thing. Then the last thing is, from this prophecy, you recall in 2017, what really caused people to go into the streets in their numbers and support Idi Mnangagwa? What really caused people to go into the streets was the fact that opposition was in disarray. They had PDP that had stemmed out, and then there was not, the part was not intact. Things were not really in place. And this is the feeling that I have, that we might have some people defect and say we want to go into 28 elections as a different setup. So what really caused people to fall in love with Emerson Mnangagwa was the fact that there was no more hope in the opposition. And if we are having such a scenario right now, I tell you, when you get to 2028 elections, we might get there to 2028 elections, and we have a scenario of 2017 where someone is going to become the darling of the people. Even the likes of Ivan Mawarire had become the darling of the people because people were seeing him as someone who was brave to dare Robert Mugabe and to push for a struggle against corruption and against the misgovernance that was happening in the land. But what do you make of this prophecy? Do you think it is going to come to pass? Is this an analysis, or this is a prophecy that is going to come to pass? What should Nelson Chamisa do? What strategy can he employ? And should we take this prophecy as advice for him going into the future? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section.